tubes. I got an earthquake beer that I bought with my Teespring money. And tomorrow's gonna be a bomb-ass bacon cheeseburger recipe. You don't even know the half of it. Dankest bacon cheeseburger you ever done seen. Oh, it was fucking epic. I had trolls fucking with me earlier. They were fucking with me as hard as they could. And I just laughed at their sorry asses. It was glorious. Working on my wands, trimming the excess leather off. I noticed that some of the paint needed touched up on the wands. So I went ahead and did that. I'm not going to finish the wands until the paint's done drying. I like to get them all polished and shiny and done at one time. It makes the batch go smoother and faster. Speaking of wands, I scuffed my staff earlier, so I smashed it into pieces, and that was kind of fun, just mindless destruction because you can. People saw it as a public freak out, but really I was casting a spell. So, fuck the rumors going around town. Oh, exactly my point. I was supposed to have a dentist appointment, and I had to reschedule it for January because I needed to go to the store to get more wand leather so I could finish my batch of wands. And a little bit of something to make that burger recipe perfect. I got what I needed, but of course I had to drop my staff on the ground and scuff the orb on it, and I wasn't having it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I just decided to break it and smash it. And, sometimes you do that shit. People might have saw it as a public freak out as I'm sitting there breaking my staff by the bus stop. But I wasn't having one of those. I was casting a spell to end my dry spell. Because as I'm breaking my staff, I'm cursing my dry spell, wishing for it to end so that I might find a smoking hot of-age goth chick of my own someday. Of course, she doesn't have to be goth, but she has to be of age, and she has to be cute, and she has to be clean. And before you call me a shallow prick because of what I just said, well, let's just take a gander at what women have to say. Because this video by Sydney Watson is awesome, because Sydney Watson is genuinely an intelligent and good person. She tells it like it is, and I agree with everything she says 100%. Only because you're a male? No, because it's facts. Keep in mind, if people talk like Sydney Watson and they were male, they would literally get called a sexist. Keep that in mind. But let's watch the video. I'll pause it in between here and there and insert my personal comments. Like anyone gives a shit.
Alright, who's ready to lose faith in humanity?
Already there. Who is ready to lose faith in humanity? I'm already there. Humanity makes me want to drink heavily. The world is full of assholes and stupid people, and it's just like, the world is full of assholes and stupid people, and it gives me a fucking migraine just thinking about it. If you thought my last rant video was depressing, well, this rant video that I'm making is equally as depressing because it shows a reflection of just how hypocritical and narcissistically sexist our society really truly is. Earthquake beer and a Mountain Dew, that's a Cobra's Mist on a budget, only I'm mixing it with Mountain Dew Throwback, so it's got real sugar and it's real good, not a sponsor. Alright.
welcome back to my channel. Truthfully, I don't really know where to start with this video, so I feel like the best course of action is just to jump right in.
Indeed, let's jump right in. I agree with everything Sydney Watson says in this video because it's so true it fucking hurts. Like, after watching this video, I now have a deeper disgust for feminazis. Like, if my disgust for feminazis was bad before, it's just gotten worse. Now, every time Sydney Watson says the word feminist, replace the word feminist with feminazi.
With reckless abandon. It's absolutely no secret that I have a very strong dislike for third wave feminism. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. And that's mostly because their main talking points revolve around defeating our male overlords and the patriarchy, and letting women walk around topless or nude. Those are, in fact, feminist objectives. You can't tell me otherwise.
Sit back, relax, grab a cold beer because it's going to be a good one, YouTube. Third wave feminism, otherwise known as feminazi extremist propaganda. If you're complaining about what pigs men are, what scumbag overlords that you're trying to overtake and overpower, but you're doing it while topless, because I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it goes down. You're sitting there with your tits hanging out, screaming into a megaphone. You're sitting there with your third wave feminazi propaganda, with your tits hanging out, screaming into a megaphone about how women are oppressed. Yet, most places have more rights for women. You know, there's not too many places where women are discriminated against. Most of the world has progressed and evolved to a point where women have more rights. It's like the 1950s in reverse. We're starting to see men get picked on and bullied, and you know what I'm saying? And nobody fucking says, oh, you're just being a sexist slut. You're man-hating. What the fuck's wrong with you? Nobody says that. Nobody. What? Okay, to give you a context, let's just watch the video and
Now, based on my humble observations, it seems that a lot of this feminist noise comes from academics screaming into the wind. Or for those of us who've been quite unfortunate, they scream at us in university classrooms so that we absorb it and then go out into society and scream at other people who are just trying to go about their lives. You see, it's a cycle of screaming.
The chain of screaming. Screaming, yes.
Thank you, feminism, for your contribution to society.
I'm reading faith.
But every so often, absolutely insane feminist doctrine makes its way into the mainstream media. It's like a version of what's already in the mainstream media all the time, but just a little more insane. And what you're about to watch is one of those cases. The two segments I'm about to show you aired in Australia on the taxpayer-funded ABC.
To give you a context of what's about to happen, Sydney Watson in this video, she airs a talk show host segment which was aired on ABC Australia, and the talk show consists of a panel of nothing but women just trash-talking men. Excuse me, that tasted like beer. Oh, look at that, I'm a disgusting typical male. I burp when I drink beer. Oh, this video is going to be good, YouTube. Just wait and see.
And fair warning, the waters are about to get very choppy. It's gonna be rough, it's gonna be choppy. The point is, if society is the ocean, then feminism is the white whale. Some feminists identify with that image more than words could ever say.
When trying to bring out
The first voice you hear, the very first voice that you hear, is the person asking questions, and there's a panel of women who I might roast in the video, because why not? When women want to talk shit about men, guess what? Men can talk about shit about women right back. That's how it works. If women are allowed to do it, then I'm allowed to do it. That's called gender equality. And if you don't like me talking shit about women, well, then maybe women shouldn't talk shit about men. You know? That's harsh but fair. And keep in mind, when I'm talking shit about women, I'm talking shit about the women on this panel. Not necessarily all of them, just one in particular. This red-headed cow, as I will refer to her. She is a red-headed cow. There's a single woman on this panel. This woman is a red-headed cow cunt. Like, okay, pardon my French, sacré-ville, but I'm serious. Like, this feminazi, oh, dude.
Bring about significant change. When is aggression and violence a better option than assertiveness, strong arguments, and modelling the behaviour you expect of others?
Ashton, when none of that other stuff works. It's as simple as that? Yep.
Christ, Karen, put down the totalitarian rage. This is not Venezuela. Also, just a side note, this is why insane people on the left like to say that throwing bricks and milkshakes at people isn't violence. Real talk though, how is this on taxpayer-funded national TV?
I have a great answer for this that a lot of people do not like. I want patriarchy to fear feminism.
Oh, here we fucking go, YouTube. Another feminazi terrorist. Another feminazi terrorist. I want patriarchy to fear feminism. Last time I checked, using fear to get what you want really doesn't work. It just gets a lot of people to dislike you. You look at people like Lord Voldemort and Adolf Hitler, and you see that using hatred to get what you want really gets a lot of people pissed off at you, but I digress. If Dementors were real, this redheaded cow would be a feminazi in Dementor form. Because she literally just sucks the happiness out of everything with her bantering and bickering.
I'm sorry. You can't even make this up. This woman is like every single feminist stereotype ever rolled into a single person.
Yep, the red-headed cow that I speak of, exactly as Sydney Watson puts it, the red-headed cow is every single negative feminist stereotype rolled into one person. I wish I was making this up. I wish Emma Watson. Fuck, I'm making Harry Potter references. I meant to say Sydney Watson. I wonder if they're related. Maybe? Okay, no, but seriously, YouTube, I wish me and Sydney Watson were making this up, but no, people like this truly exist, and it's just like, why? Like, just watching this video, I figured out why I'm single, because of the way women view men. That's why I'm single. It's not because of my Asperger's. It's because of the way women view men in these modern times. That's why I'm single. Because I got mad respect for women, and I have attractive qualities that make me sexy to the of-age ladies. I got my muscles. I got my huge wang. I play a mean guitar and I sing. I'm good with animals. I'm excellent with old people. I'm great with kids. And yet somehow, I'm single. I'm just like, it's the society we're living in. But to be fair, Casper women have been noticing me, so I appreciate that. You don't know how many men I've convinced of the pheromone soap. You don't even know. How many times I've heard it, dude, I am sold. I am so buying some of that tactical soap. I was like, yeah, you guys get what's up.
And I ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm here for it.
And
I'm here for it too because this is hilarious. Watching this feminazi cunt blabber cockholster talking shit about men. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, it's about to get savage. If it didn't already get savage. No.
there is a chapter in my book on violence. There is a chapter on my book.
So the redheaded cunt cow is talking about. There's a chapter in her book on male violence. On male violence. Because men are just rapists and violent animals. All they want is sex. That's a load of crap. That's the biggest load of horseshit. Like, that's just a gender-based stereotype. And last time I checked, a lot of the things that women complain about, one thing that sticks out, women are sick and tired of gender-based stereotypes. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean, we've all heard it. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean blah, 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 blah. How she's so sick and tired of the gender-based stereotypes. Well, men go through that crap too, sweetheart. So,
About white women who voted for Trump and white women who accept crumbs from patriarchy because they allow their whiteness to trump their gender.
As per usual, I do want you guys to watch the majority of these clips uninterrupted, but I just need to say this. I like to consider myself a reasonably intelligent individual, but I don't know if it's just me, but every time I listen to these academic feministy types, I feel like they just speak in flim-flam.
I completely agree. Every time I hear these feminazi cunts talk the way they talk, I'm like, none of it makes sense. You're just talking in loops. You're not really making any sense. You're just a long-winded answer of saying absolutely nothing. Excuse me. My fucking voice changed. What the fuck was that shit? And when I'm serious, YouTube, it's just a long-winded answer of absolutely saying nothing. You're just talking in riddles. Nobody understands a fucking word you're saying. They're trying to follow the fucking logic. Oh, now you think I'm just being a sexist asshole. Okay, well, let's continue the video, shall we? Because I'm far from sexist. If I'm a sexist asshole, then Miley Cyrus is punk rock. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but they speak flim-flam. So yeah, my point here is that this is a really long-winded way of saying absolutely nothing, and if you too are left feeling confused, so am I. Let's continue.
I'm fully aware of this. But at the end of the day, even those white women have to recognize that nothing protects them from patriarchy. Nothing. For me, as a feminist...
The red-headed cow cunt. This red-headed cow cunt calls herself a feminist. Well, we could make a drinking game out of this. Every time the red-headed cow cunt utters something hypocritical, sexist towards men, or victimizes women, take a shot. I tried doing that the other night, and I got so drunk I didn't even post the video, so... Okay, what's the difference between a feminazi and a feminist? Well, a feminazi is sexist towards men, blames men for everything, victimizes herself, victimizes women as a whole, and blames men for everything. A feminazi says, well, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Okay, I'm a little bit tipsy, but, yeah. No, but I'm serious. Like, fucking feminazis will say, feminazis might say, well, sometimes men do it, but it's all their fault anyways, so that's bullshit. A feminist will say, Yes, well, sometimes it is men's fault. Sometimes women contribute to the bullshit too. So we all need to work together to be nicer to one another. That's the biggest fucking difference between a feminazi and a feminist. A feminazi will say, yeah, well, sometimes men contribute to it, but it's still all their fault. That's just the way they think. What exactly is empowering as a female? If you claim to be a strong and empowered female, but you blame men for everything, that's not very empowering, playing that damsel in distress act. This damsel in distress bullshit that women claim to hate, and yet here these feminazis sit crying victim when they also cause it. Wait, what? Women and men are victims. Women and men are the assholes who cause it. It comes from both sides, plain and simple. You're just blowing smoke up our Asperger's. Oh no. We haven't even gotten through halfway the video. Just wait.
The most important thing is to destroy patriarchy. And all of this talk about how if you talk about violence, you're just becoming like the men.
Oh, keep that in mind. The redheaded cow has just contradicted herself so hard. This redheaded cow cunt has contradicted herself so hard. If you talk about violence, you're just like the men. Okay, keep that in mind. My glass is empty. Bartender, no. Look at that, like fucking magic, it refills itself. No, seriously, I love my handheld wand. Right here, this one. Yeah. This is usually the wand. This is usually the wand that I carry on me. I have it sitting in my pockets. If I need to pull it out at a moment's notice. Stirring the alcohol with the magical vortex method using a magic wand. Welcome. I am God the King Cobra. And that was a George Bruno reference. Shout out to George Bruno, the Sultan of Silver. Cheers. Speaking of the Sultan of Silver, hold up. You see this? My pipe. It needs some tobacco. It does. It's empty. So let's grab some pipe tobacco and let's pack a bowl. Because I wouldn't call myself Professor Saunders because that's my dad's title. But I am going to give you some shit to think about. No, because my dad and my mom both teach for a living. Being as I come from a family of educators, you'd think I'd have a stable head on my shoulders, and I try to. My mom teaches at Casper College. Shout out to Casper College. Yeah, go Thunderbirds. Pack a bowl, light it, tap it, and then light it again. Oh, I love pipe tobacco. It tastes so fucking good. Cherry pipe tobacco tastes delicious. The world of pipe tobacco is vast. There's so many different flavors to try. I know I'm getting off topic on this rant, but that's beside the point. After listening to this feminazi, this redheaded cow cunt, you want to chain smoke and drink because She's that fucking annoying. This red-headed cow cunt is the reason why women have a bad name in general. Why men are going on their own.
My question, so your question is a really important one, but I'm going to answer it with another question. How long must we wait for men and boys to stop murdering us, to stop beating us, and to stop raping us?
Oh, god damn it. See what I mean by making this into a drinking game could get dangerous? Every time the red-headed cow cunt or there's something sexist or man-hating, take a shot. Yeah, she just said it. How long must we wait for men to stop raping us, to stop killing us, to stop blah blah blah? Last time I checked, domestic violence happens on both sides. And here's the best part of it. What the fuck are you complaining about? If women are raped or domestically abused, everybody comes to their side. Oh, sweetheart, who did it? Who's the asshole that did it? We'll find him. We'll take care of it. We got you. But if men are raped, if men are domestically abused, nobody says shit. They just say, suck it up, you pussy. I tell you what, ladies. Next time you're having a period and the cramps and the bloating and you just want to sit on the couch and eat Ben & Jerry's cookie dough ice cream and watch Oprah and you bitch at people because your cramps hurt. Imagine for 1 second if someone said, it's just period cramps, suck it up you pussy. That's what it's like to be a male. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Oh no, you're just mansplaining and you're just girl guilting. Shut the fuck up.
How many rapists must we kill? Not the state, because I disagree with the death penalty and I want to get rid of incarceration, and I'm with you on the police. So I want women themselves. As a woman, I'm asking, how many rapists must we kill until men stop raping us?
This is what I'm sick and tired of. This right here. This fucking stereotype that all men are just rapists. I hate that stereotype with a fucking passion you don't even know. There's nothing that gets my skin boiling. There's nothing that pisses me off more than anything in the world. This negative, gender-based stereotype that all men are just rapists. All they want is pussy. As a man who hasn't had sex in 2 years, if a woman cuddled with me and shared a bowl of pipe tobacco, I'd be happy. She wouldn't have to fuck me to make me feel happy or appreciated. To be quite honest, if a girl came over, ordered a pizza, and cuddled with me while we ate pizza and watched scary movies, I would be happy. I'm not that hard to please. You know, cuddle up on the couch with some delicious pizza and my girl and some scary movies. Oh, look, The Exorcist is playing. Let's watch this. Your mother's in here with us, Harris. Would you like to leave a message? I'll see that she gets it. Keep away, the sow is mine. Now, when I see the red-headed cow on this video, all I can think is that one classic song that goes like this. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. My guitar playing on my YouTube live earlier was fucking gnarly, dude. People were getting into it. They're like, whoa, Cobra can shred guitar. Since when does this happen? Well, when chicks don't want to fuck you, you find other ways to fill up your time. And quite honestly, what's the point of having a girlfriend if you can't spoil her rotten? That being said, I would rather have a job before I'd have a girlfriend. Because if I have a job, I know I have money, and if I got the money, then I know I can spoil my girlfriend rotten. My girlfriend says, I want a lion fur coat. Any schmuck can buy it from a department store. Like, oh, my woman says she wants a lion fur coat. I'm flying to Africa, killing the lion myself, and then flying back with the lion's corpse to America, giving the lion corpse to a taxidermist and a fur coat maker, and I'm like, okay, these are my girlfriend's measurements. This is the lion's corpse. My girlfriend says she wants a lion fur coat. Here's the money to make it happen. Now make it happen, huh? And then my girlfriend's face when she gets it. Oh my God, you got a lion fur coat. Like, yeah, honey, I got it for you. Not only that, but I killed the lion myself. Not only did I kill the lion myself, but I made it to fit you like a glove. She tries it on. And look at that. It fits like a glove. Oh, baby, I love it. Yeah, honey, nothing but the best for my girl. Can crush for that. Nothing but the best for my girl. That's what I'm saying. Can crush. I'm just saying, it's not that hard to please your woman. You know, if you want to have sex with her, don't just make it about the big finish. You know, make it romantic and spontaneous. You get some pink champagne, some tequila rose, some rose petals, some bath bombs, some scented candles. Huh? You take your girlfriend out to her favorite restaurant, or you cook her favorite food. Okay, you're going on that tequila rose, and then when you get her into that bath, that hot, soothing, hot bath, crack open the pink champagne, make your girlfriend a hot bubble bath with them bath bombs. And when you get into the bathtub with her, massage her feet, massage her back and her shoulders. Take time to listen to her bitch and complain. Make it just like a personal spa day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about her. You're doing it to make her happy, not because you want to get laid. You know? You got the bath bombs going, you're massaging her feet, her back, feeding her chocolate covered cherries, sipping on some pink champagne. It's gonna make your girlfriend feel bougie and luxurious, and respected and admired. Everybody wants a relationship like Morticia and Gomez Adams. Everybody wants that relationship. If you want to make that relationship happen, fellas, it takes work. It takes work, fellas. It really does. After you get done massaging your girlfriend's feet, back, shoulders, whatever she wants massaged, taking a hot bath with her, now you and your girlfriend want to get nasty. You want to get freaky, like adults do. Okay, before you and your girlfriend have some adult fun time, sprinkle the rose petals all over the bedroom. You know, make it classy. Keep it classy and make it classy. And don't be in a rush to get to the big finish. Take time to savor. Take time to save your girlfriend, like a fine glass of red wine. Like that's my woman. Oh, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? Save your woman like a fine glass of red wine. Like you're not in a rush to get drunk, Getting drunk's the fun of it, but you're gonna savor the wine and taste it anyways. That's exactly my fucking point. Your girlfriend should be like a fine glass of wine. When you're wine sampling, you're like, ah, yes, this wine is magnificent. It has body, it has strength. Don't be in a rush to get drunk, okay? When it comes to wine tasting and your girlfriend in general, metaphorically speaking, don't be in a rush to get drunk. Take time. Take time to savor the alcohol. Take time to appreciate the alcohol while it's in front of you. Taste it, love it, adore it. Be like, yes, this satisfies the taste buds. That's the problem with couples anymore. They don't know what's up. If you want to spice up your love life, have your man get some tactical soap. Bond, Maverick, Durban, Bond, Musk. It don't matter. They all smell good. Have your man get your tactical soap game on. And once your man is wearing his tactical soap, that's all it's going to take, baby. Followed by the suggestions that I casually hinted in this video. Like, if you're going to treat your woman to a fine night, you might as well wear some bomb-ass soap. And tactical soap's where it's at. You don't even know the half of it. You get some tactical soap, get your man smelling sexy for his lady friend, you know. Get some tactical soap, get yourself smelling sexy for your lady friend. And then if things are about to get freaky and nasty, get some KY mine plus hers. Oh, trust and believe. No, you don't even know. I'm giving you solid advice. Couples want to spice things up in the bedroom. I'm like, dude, get some tactical soap for your man so he smells good. And get some KY mine plus hers. The pink and blue shit. The pink and blue shit. Okay? And I guarantee you, even with the ribbed condom, you're still going to be feeling good. Like, assuming your girlfriend's not allergic to lube. Yeah. So on top of on top of having the best or perfect, most awesomest romantic night of her life, took her out to dinner / cooked her favorite food, sipping tequila rose while doing it, and then you take her to the bathtub, gave her a hot bath with some bath bombs, massaged her feet and her back, sipping on pink champagne, feeling bougie as fuck, like, oh, the luxury of it. And then you get done with the bath, you get her to the bedroom, and if she's in the mood to fuck, don't just be in a rush to fuck her. Like, take time to save your woman like a fine red wine, huh? Sprinkle rose petals all over the bedroom. Get some scented candles going. Get her favorite song playing. Yeah, dude. That's how you treat the ladies. I know I got off track ranting about this, but
Good God, just put me in the freezer, wake me up in 200 years. I'm done. This is exactly the kind of flim-flam that I'm talking about. So let's unpack it. So let me get this straight. This woman doesn't want other women to become violent like men. But murdering men is okay if they're rapists. But she doesn't want the state to do it, so then I guess some other buddy, like a mob has to do it. I ain't gonna lie, that feels like a weird but unsurprising standard. She's also against the incarceration that keeps violent people who hurt women out of society.
Yep, the red-headed cow wants to murder rapists, but she doesn't want the state to do it. Not sure who she wants to murder them. All she knows is that she's against the incarceration, but she wants to murder them. Keep in mind that the red-headed cow said if you talk about violence, you're just like the men, and the men are the enemy. That's what she said. But now she's talking about how if we're going to stop rapists and stop rape in our society, we have to murder all the men. That's basically what the red-headed cow said. More on that at the end, towards the end of my video, but let's continue watching.
So I guess that just means that we can murder everyone? I'm finding this hard to follow. I don't know, I'm no expert here, but I feel like this is what happens to your cognitive abilities when you dye your hair a terrible red color, and it seeps into your brain.
Oh, you ain't the only one, Sydney Watson. I'm finding it hard to follow this feminazi's logic. This red-headed cow who says women shouldn't be violent like men, but it's okay to murder men just because they're all rapists. That's basically what she's saying. And here's the best part of it. You hear the red-headed cow talking about white women this, white women that. So I'm like, okay, this red-headed cow is a sexist, a racist, and a bigot. But what the fuck ever, am I right?
Shut the f*** up!
Hey, what do you think of that answer? How do you feel about
I
this?
guess there's two things. One is there's a lot of smashing and destroying.
Yes.
But what's the alternative? So
The alternative
that's
is a
one thing.
world where I'm not raped and murdered.
Ah! Here the red-headed cow decides to single herself out to every other rape victim, to every other woman who's been murdered. This horrible fucking shit that women go through. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, fucking tired, okay? I am sick and fucking tired of the way women get treated in our society. I said it, I don't give a fuck. You can call me a pussy kisser, I don't give a shit. This is the problem with our society when men try to be a feminist. It's, oh, well, you don't get to bitch about female problems because you're not a female. You don't know what it's like. And, oh, stop being a kiss ass. You're just trying to get laid. On that same fucking note, after women say crap like that, they literally turn around and say, why can't you men be more sensitive to our issues? I'm just like, where's the fucking alcohol? Because I want to fucking drink. Because that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Oh my goodness. I love how this guy's face is just like, what have I done?
The other thing is too, if you think about bullying begets bullies. So violence begets violence.
Oh, yes. Yes. The questionnaire, YouTube. The questionnaire. The person asking the questions basically called the red-headed cow out on her hypocrisy. The person asking the questions basically called the red-headed cow out on her hypocrisy without being a royal douche about it. He said, and I quote, yeah, but doesn't bullying encourage more bullying? Doesn't violence encourage more violence? Here's what the red-headed cow had to say.
It's never the ideal. It's never the first thing to go to.
The one woman who's older than the red-headed cow sitting next to her is like, that's never the answer to go to. Okay, this is a wise elder. Listen to your elders and respect them. What does the red-headed cow have to say?
But, slave rebellions. I mean, there are many causes where people have resorted to violence as a way to finally break through and get heard and achieve what we need. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
The thing that I patently don't understand about these women and women similar to them is, what are you trying to achieve?
Holy crap, we're not even halfway through the video and the alcohol's already gone. Quite frankly, I don't care that the alcohol is about to be gone. My wands are getting done, and I'm fighting for male and female rights in this video. So that's all that matters to me. I'm fighting for gender equality, and my wands are getting done. So as far as I'm concerned, this is an awesome video. Exactly my point, Sydney Watson. What the fuck is the red-headed cow trying to fight for? Because last time I checked, women can run for president, prime minister, what the fuck ever. They have all these rights and they're still pissed off. More on that when I end the video. The video is not even halfway done and my alcohol is gone. I shall be drunk enough and buzzed just enough to make this video, but holy fucking shit. I go to trim the excess leather off my wands, and I notice the paint needs to be touched up on a couple of wands, so I'm like, quality control. So before I polish my wands, I want to make sure they look good on the paints before I polish them. That's why my wands, excuse me, that's why my handcrafted magic wands are a hot seller on Etsy. This right here is my own personal handmade wand. I would call this a Harry Potter style wand because it's just the way it's shaped. You got the handle and you got the blade and you're just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what I call a handheld wand versus having like a staff or a scepter. I have a classification for wands and it works. This fucking wand, it's got good energy. I was feeling depressed earlier, and when I pulled my wand out of my pocket while hanging out with my friends, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a damn good wand maker, and I built a business off of making these. So what the fuck am I depressed about? Just because I haven't had a girlfriend in 2 years? That's a stupid reason to be depressed. You should be more depressed because of all these feminazis. That's why I'm making this video. Oh look, the alcohol is drained. Lovely.
Which rights don't you have that you are currently fighting for?
Cue Sydney Watson getting pissed off in 3, 2, 1.
You're literally sitting on a panel entirely made up of women on national television spewing whatever garbage it is that you want to spew, and literally nobody is trying to stop you. You're peak feminism in action, and the funniest part is you're gonna sit there and tell us how hardumbai you are? Are you actually kidding me?
Okay, for you less intelligent people, let's break that down. Quite literally, Sydney Watson said exactly what I'm thinking. You want to sit there on a panel full of women, trash-talking men. Nobody stops you or says, you all are being sexist. And then you want to complain about how your gender is oppressed. I'm like, wait, what? This is the kind of crap that makes men go on their own.
Society isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and there are still issues that affect both genders separately.
Oh, society's not perfect. There are still issues that affect both genders separately. We'll get on that topic towards the end of my video. But yes, society isn't perfect. So when society expects everyone else to be perfect, I'm like, now, ain't that some funny shit? You expect everyone else to be perfect, but you yourself is not perfect. If society's not perfect, then it seems kind of unfair. It seems kind of unfair that society expects us to be perfect as human beings, yet somehow society itself is not perfect. I'm like, huh? What the fuck?
I feel like the best course of action is just to jump right in with reckless abandon. It's up.
Nope, I accidentally clicked the video too far back. Hold up.
Feminism in action, and the funniest part is you're gonna sit there and tell us how Hadumbai you are? Are you actually kidding me? Society isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and there are still issues that affect both genders separately. But really, what is it exactly that you're going to achieve through violence? Please explain this to me. What is it that you want, supreme feminist overlords? Besides the heads of every man around you on spikes. I bet this is how the Hunger Games started.
Patriarchy, face.
Now this brings us to another clip from the same show that not only raised my eyebrows, but my blood pressure. Do you get it? That was a play on words. Move it along, Einstein. Okay.
Recently, there's been a lot of discussion of toxic masculinity and
Here we go. We're now just about halfway through this video, and now we're going to bring up toxic masculinity. You know what toxic masculinity looks like to me? Judging your fellow man based off his decisions. Who gives a shit if your fellow man is gay, or drinks a fruity drink, or dresses goth? If he's straight but he dresses goth, etc., whatever. You know? Toxic masculinity is basically slut shaming for males. Oh, I fucking said it. Toxic masculinity is slut shaming for males. This whole, you're not, okay, if you try to be masculine, you're a sexist. If you try to be masculine, you're just attacking women. Really? But then, what the fuck would you call this panel of women talking all this shit about men? I gotta grab a glass of water. It's good to stay hydrated. Keep in mind that if a man talked the way Sydney Watson talked, oh, trust and fucking believe he'd be called a sexist. All that aside, I'm gonna make the dangest bacon cheeseburger YouTube's ever seen tomorrow, believe that. Toxic masculinity. When femininity becomes toxic, You have a feminazi versus a feminist. A feminazi fights for gender right. A feminazi will fight for female equality, but treat men like sexist pieces of shit. Basically, the female equivalent of a male sexist. Oh, Cobra's gonna ruffle some feathers with this video. Don't give a shit.
Its impacts on society. But my question for the panel is, aren't the constraints of femininity and masculinity toxic in themselves? And what does positive masculinity look like?
Well, that's a great question there, friend.
Indeed, it is a great question to ask. Aren't the effects of positive masculinity and positive femininity toxic? And to some degree, yes, they are toxic. When men are expected, and when men and women are expected to behave a certain way, the masculinity for the males and femininity for the females becomes toxic. You can no longer act feminine or act masculine without being attacked in our bullshit society. So yes, in some degrees, they can be toxic.
Probably something like this.
Mana? I find it really fascinating that we've heard about so many instances of male violence against women, that real incidents, whether it's disabled women or women in domestic abuse of all forms of abilities. And yet when I talk about imaginary violence against men, everyone's like, oh my God, Mona wants us to kill men. And I'm just asking you to imagine a scenario that is the daily reality for women everywhere.
This is
some bullshit. This redheaded cow is backtracking so hard. He talks about violence against men and how everyone loses their shit, but let's be real about it, YouTube. Nobody gives a crap when you're talking about male violence. She knows it, I know it, you know it, so double standards, am I right? And when people talk about male violence, people lose their mind because it's unheard of. The only reason it's unheard of is because nobody wants to focus on men's issues. It's all about the woman. It's all about the woman. Nobody wants to focus on men's issues. That's precisely why you're seeing a problem in our society. There's a gender equality balance.
such a major feminist talking point.
I know a lot of women are going to say, yeah, but my great-great-grandmother was sexually oppressed by your great-great-grandfather, so you don't get to bitch about it because sexism. Okay, let's talk about sexism for a second because this topic pisses me off to no end. If we go to Google, let's Google the word sexism and see what pops up. Let's Google the word sexism and see what pops up. Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex.
Do you hear that, YouTube? When you Google the word sexism, it says typically against women. So it doesn't help the fact that these fucking feminazis want to victimize themselves. And then on top of that, the definition of sexism is sexist towards women. The combination gives these feminazis the exact kind of power they need to complain about what pieces of shit men are. Well, When society as a whole overly sexualizes the female form and then victimizes women on top of it, the same society expects men to do everything, and as soon as we step in, oh, you need to respect boundaries. Uh-huh. Well, let's Google the word racism and see what pops up, because just for the hell of it. Racism.
Here's the definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior.
So why is the definition of racism accurate to a T, but the definition of sexism is sexist towards females? I don't know. That's just the crazy fucked up society we live in. Haha. Back to the video.
I don't know where it came from or when it started, but it's like they fail to realize that, while yes, men are the majority perpetrators of violence, they're also the majority of victims as well. What?
Yes. Sydney Watson speaks the truth. If you like this wand that I hold in my hand, I make these for Etsy. Cobra Craft handmade wands are badass. Beside the point. Yes. While men are the majority of perpetrators, they're also the victims. Because in a sexist society, you have to realize that if women get a lot of crap and start getting more rights, if women have to put up with a lot of crap and start getting more rights, then subconsciously, men are going to get attacked. Either verbally, sexually, or physically, or mentally, for being so-called the perpetrators of women getting attacked. But if not all men are being like that, then it's a classic case of assholes ruin it for everyone. What? Oh yes, YouTube. Yes. How many times have women said, I'm so sick and tired of society treating women like X, Y, and Z. I'm so sick and tired of society judging women for X, Y, and Z. Gender-based stereotypes X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, this is exactly the same crap that men go through, so your complaint is heard and acknowledged, and that's all you can do about it. Fan-fucking-tastic.
I know. Earth-shattering. This feminist talking point also conveniently forgets all the men who are domestic violence victims, who are sexual assault victims, who are rape victims, and the stories that go underreported or never reported because men don't feel safe in society or like anyone will take their issues seriously.
Well, to be fair, Sydney Watson, nobody takes men's issues seriously. I'm not bitching or complaining, I'm just saying. Oh, you're just saying? More like you're just mansplaining. Oh, I'm mansplaining? Well, you're just girl guilting. Shut the fuck up. If a woman gets raped in our society, everybody comes to her defense. Who's the asshole that did it? We're gonna lock him up, you know. But if a man gets raped, nobody bats a fucking eye. So, when men bitch about sexism, we get told, you don't know how it is. You're just a typical male pig. Throwing gender-based stereotypes in our face. I think we know exactly how it feels.
Gee, Sydney, I wonder why that is. Fembots. You want to know why you have these asinine positions and opinions? Because nobody will talk about male issues.
Exactly my fucking point. Do you know why these feminazi cunts have the position in society like they do have, where nobody questions them, nobody says, hey, you're being a sexist slut towards men, and that's not nice. It's because nobody talks about male issues. It's all about the women in our society. Women are overly sexualized and overly privileged. And yes, they've had to fight for it, but I would hope that in a decent society where women get more rights, they could just be like, hey, you know what? Cool. I got more rights. That makes me feel fucking empowered. Hell yeah. And just leave it at that. Why do we have to bully men in the process? Two wrongs don't make a right. If women are bitching and complaining about how oppressed their grandmothers are while they sit comfortably in a society where women can run for president, I'm just like, suck my dick already. Women want to bitch about oppression that their grandmothers faced and that they face as women in general. But I'm like, look, women can run for president in most countries. So you're fighting for that last bit of gender equality in areas of the world where women are treated like shit. I feel you 100%. Okay? Women and men should have the same rights. I drink to that, except I'm out of alcohol. But alas, this battle of the sexes bullshit comes from both sides, both men and women contributing to it. Hit the like button if you want to see a badass cooking video tomorrow.
And like also man hating is completely socially acceptable.
Exactly. Man hating is perfectly acceptable in our society. Nobody questions the woman about it. Nope. If a woman hates on man, nobody questions it. Hey, you do your thing, girl, no worries. But imagine a panel full of men talking shit about women. It's unheard of because if men tried pulling the same crap, we would get attacked for being sexist assholes who are just attacking women. Well, how do you think men feel when women are on these fucking panels talking about what pieces of shit men are? We feel attacked, we feel like that's just sexist. Exactly the same way women would feel if men were doing this crap. Oh my god, living in our society is so exhausting. It's full of stupid people and assholes. Sometimes making my wands for Etsy is the only thing that keeps me sane anymore.
I agree with you that yes, the gender binary is long overdue. Let's get rid of it.
Oh, the gender binary is overdue. Do you hear that? The redheaded cow talking about the gender binary is overdue. This Me Too movement of wah, poor me, fuck you. The problem with the Me Too movement is it includes everybody, which means even if you want to say, okay, your race or your sexual preference has gone through more shit, straight people get fucked with too. Gay people get fucked with for being homosexual, and straight people get fucked with, especially if you're a male. Oh, all you men want is pussy. Okay, well, fuck you. If you want to bitch about racism, it's existed since the dawn of time. I hate to be that bigoted, so true it hurts asshole, but it's the truth. You want to bitch about slavery, but ancient Egyptians enslaved people, so really, the argument is true, but also invalid.
The gender binary, yes. But we are also talking about a society that socializes boys and men into believing that they are entitled to women's time, bodies, love, affection.
Oh my fucking god. I need some water for this. Because the redheaded cow says that society makes men entitled to women's pussy, their time, their money, their love, etc. Just kidding. Fuck suicide. I made the gesture, but I was being overly dramatic to prove a point. Fuck suicide. Oh, how I fucking love gender-based stereotypes. They make the world go round and round and round and round. How I love gender-based stereotypes. All you men are just rapists and murderers and pigs. Yeah, well, if all men are pigs, then all women are cunts. That's a fair argument. And if you want to call me a sexist asshole, go right ahead. But if women want to sit there and make this gender-based bullshit about men, then men should be allowed to make gender-based bullshit about women. If women don't want to hear it, then don't fucking... And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking attack someone and then bitch when you get the outcome. Don't take this video the wrong way. A lot of women are going to be so pissed off by this video, but truth be told, you know what this red-headed cow needs? What this red-headed feminazi cunt needs? She needs a boyfriend who's got no muscles and a huge dick. So if he tries to cop an attitude with her, she can slap him around and say, check your position, you fucking sexist pig. And then when he fucks her in the bedroom, it's the best sex she's ever had. And when she's had the best sex she's ever had, on top of and coupled with, oh look, the man you're fucking gives you the best sex you've ever had and agrees with every bullshit thing that comes out of your fucking mouth, I guarantee you this redheaded cow cunt would change her opinion on men so fucking quickly. She's sitting here on fucking national television talking a bunch of crap about men. My question is, okay, I know that 4 generations ago, women didn't have rights. That sucks. I wished I could have changed it. But how the fuck is that my fault?
In the United States, that has a direct impact into boys as young as 16 going into school and shooting to death half their class because a girl said no.
Ah, yes, let's blame school shootings on toxic masculinity.
Oh my fucking god, do you see what I mean, YouTube, about this video being dangerous for a drinking game? Every time the redheaded cow utters, okay, that's a horrible pun, but every time the redheaded cow utters something sexist towards men, stupid and hypocritical, or racist, take a drink. Yes, this redheaded cunt cow is blaming toxic masculinity on school shootings. Hashtag fuck suicide and hashtag fuck mass shootings. Are you kidding me right now? It's not an issue of, oh, there's bullying and society refuses to address it. It's not an issue of bullying's gotten worse on social media, and because bullying's gotten worse on social media, bullying in the free world outside of social media has gotten worse too, and nobody seems to give a shit. It's not an issue of gun control. No, it's just toxic masculinity. Go fuck yourself, dude. As a responsible gun owner, I'm telling the redheaded cow to go fuck herself. You know why the cops didn't take my gun when they swatted me? Because I keep it empty. Ho ho, imagine that.
Rather than, like, you know, fatherlessness or alcohol problems or mental health or the myriad of other reasons that people decide to go and commit mass murder.
Fuck mass murder.
So what would positive masculinity look like?
I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea. So the panel of questionnaires decides to ask the redheaded cow, well, what would positive masculinity look like? And she sits there and says, I have no fucking idea. Oh my god, the redheaded cow said a swear. Let's all laugh. She said, fuck, that's hilarious. What would positive masculinity look like? I have no fucking idea. She said fucking. Let's all giggle like immature school children. Okay, I might be repeating myself in this video, but let's examine this further. I've already told you what positive masculinity looks like. Toxic masculinity is slut-shaming for men, to put it in retrospect. This crap that women do. That women talk about how hard it is to be a woman. And I'm like, well, if you didn't slut-shame each other, if you hate the person, why are you friends with them? Oh, that's your best frenemy. You fucking hate Cheryl's guts, but you're still friends with her. Your man's busting his ass at a 9-to-5 factory job. Support you and your habits, but it's not good enough because your man comes home from a hard day at work, has about 30 seconds to sit down in his favorite chair, crack open a cold beer, and be like, oh, what a fucking day. People at work, my boss fucking yelling at me, fuck all this shit. And then your wife and girlfriend comes home and says, oh my god, I've had the worst day ever. We'll get into that after the video response. Fuck it, we'll get into it right now. Women who are ungrateful because their men at least love and respect them. You know what I'm saying, tubes? Huh? Your woman comes home and says, why can't you be more like Cheryl's boyfriend? Cheryl's boyfriend just bought her a new Mercedes and took her out to eat at the fanciest restaurant in town. When are we gonna do something nice for a change? Every time I hear women make the argument, I just want to fucking puke. I'm like, okay, you know what, ladies? Listen up. Okay, so your boyfriend's not as rich as Cheryl's boyfriend. Who gives a shit? Okay, if he shows that he appreciates you, respects you, loves you, and fucks you like the sexy goddess you are, who the fuck cares how rich he is? Money can't buy class. That being said, you might see someone like me walking down the street and you're like, who the fuck is this bum? With his coats and his demeanor. You see some rich asshole driving a Mercedes with a headpiece in his ears thinking, oh, this guy's well-to-do. Look at him. Don't judge a book by its fucking cover. That's what I'm fucking saying. Yeah. That staying clogged fucking pissed me off with that shit. So when your pipe's clogged, grab another one and sprinkle in some more pipe tobacco. I'm definitely drunk enough for this video. Like, holy crap. Sydney Watson is a godsend in this video. She's speaking the shit that men want to say, but if they said it, they would be labeled as a sexist. So most women who think like her would be considered woke or empowered or what the fuck ever, and I agree 100%. You know, my female friend that I speak of here in town, she thinks the same way. That, hey, it's not all men's fault, it's sometimes women's fault too. That's why it's called Battle of the Sexes. Oh shit. Cobra telling it like it is. That's why it's called the Battle of the Sexes. It's because it comes from both genders. Holy shit, that's so true it fucking hurts. Pack a pipe tobacco and smoke it.
Hannah, positive masculinity is an empowered woman.
Are you kidding me right now? One of the women on this so-called panel were like, positive masculinity looks like an empowered woman. Are you fucking retarded or just high on crack? Because masculinity revolves around men. Femininity revolves around females. Masculinity for males, femininity for females. And when masculinity and femininity are challenged because women can't be women, men can't be men without it being taken as a sexist attack towards the other side, you know we have problems in our society. You know we have problems in our society when if a man says, I like the color blue, oh, that's just so typical you. You're such a typical male pig. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, fucking goddamn it. Potentially giving myself throat cancer makes more sense than half the crap these feminazis spew. If you want to see the bacon cheddar jalapeno cheeseburger cooking with Cobra segment, hit the like button. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and listening to me bitch and complain. This Sydney Watson video is almost over. I know I'm making it extra long by responding to the segments, but I'm just like, what the flying fuck?
Oh my god. I just, honestly, I mean it when I say I want to be put in the freezer. Bring me the cryogenics. Bring me, I want to be Walt Disney. I want to be in the ground, maybe not in the ground. I want to be in a refrigerator somewhere. I'm done. Now, I'm not going to show you the rest of this clip, but I will just summarize what happens. A little bit more man-hating, and then one of the panelists talks about how positive masculinity does exist in men. But I mean, like, I guess that sentiment is kind of overshadowed by the fact that they're talking about murdering men and violence and what have you.
So, you know how refreshing it is? Even with a panel of pissed off women between the ages of 40 to fucking 80, women who are pissed off at men between the ages of 40 and 80. They grew up in a time where women didn't have rights. And so now that women have rights, they don't know how to accept it. They can't just be grateful and say, hey, you know what? Men are giving us rights. That's fucking awesome. Maybe I can be less of a bitch and be grateful. No, instead, let's blame men for everything. Then that's how you create feminazis.
I've seen so many discussions like this on Australian television about men over and over and over again. I've seen so many discussions like this internationally as well. And funnily enough, if a panel of men were to assemble and have a similar discussion to this one, it wouldn't go over so well.
Oh, no shit. Sydney Watson speaks the truth. If men had a discussion talking a bunch of crap about women, it would not go over so well. No fucking shit. Those men would be accused of woman hating and being a sexist and, you men are all the same. My point being, even though it's exhausted at this point, is if it's not okay for men to be sexist towards women, why is it okay for women to be sexist towards men? The answer may surprise you. And it may make me look like a huge asshole for saying it, but it's the fucking truth. And the truth is because men are genetically tougher than women. What, Cobra, you sexist asshole? Women give birth, so why is that always the argument? Okay, giving birth to a child has got to be the most excruciating bullshit of a woman's life. I could not begin to imagine. That's gotta hurt 10 ways till Sunday. Having your period and cramping? Oh my fucking god. As a male, I could not begin to imagine the kind of struggle that women go through just because their organs bear children. Fuck, I wish women didn't have to go through this crap just because their organs bear children. I wish women didn't have to have periods just because they bear children. I wish women got treated with more respect, just like men, but here I am sitting bitching on YouTube because one of my favorite female YouTubers made a video that was so untrue, that was so on the truth. On true, that's what I said, yeah. On truth, so true it fucking hurts. Like, fuck. I don't have enough alcohol to comprehend the bullshit that this redheaded cow is spewing on public access television. Nobody's stopping her and she's bitching because women don't have rights. I'm like,
If at all, because it's 2019. And men don't get to have an opinion on anything. And it might just be me, but I find it plainly asinine to have a bunch of women on national TV discussing how they might orchestrate violence in order to achieve political ends. To defeat the patriarchy.
Patriarchy. Patriarchy. Patriarchy. Feminists hate patriarchy.
What is this, and how do I make it stop? The weirdest thing about this panel discussion, besides, like, everything, is that these ideas that they're spewing meet absolutely no resistance. There's no women or men on the panel who disagree with them.
exactly my fucking point. These feminazis are bitching about how oppressed they are, but yet women can go on TV and fucking trash talk men and nobody stops them. So what exactly are you fighting for?
We call that an echo chamber. These ideas on national television have gone completely unchallenged. And if we're being truthful here, this way of thinking goes well beyond any and all levels of intelligent discourse and discussion. I don't know, color me crazy, but it seems sort of odd that we have women over here saying that men can't talk about female issues because they're not women and they don't understand the female experience, and yet we have entire panels of women talking about how men need to be softer and attacking their masculinity and calling it toxic. And apparently that's fine because it's fine when women do it. I don't know. What is this?
Exactly my point. What the fuck is this? Like, women will attack men for being more sensitive while demanding they be more sensitive, and as soon as they try to display traits of masculinity, it's toxic and it's sexist towards women. Exactly my point. I'm literally, I know I have Asperger's and I'm socially awkward, but even I'm having a hard time following the modern day logic. Even I'm having a hard time following the modern day logic. I'm just like, what? No wonder why men are going on their own. I can't fucking imagine. If this is the opinion that men have about women, they're all fucking crazy. You can't trust them. That's no different than saying, all men are just pigs, all they want is sex. Like, these gender-based stereotypes are what's fucking us on the dating scene. Like, I sound like a broken record at this point, but I don't give a shit.
The point is, this narrative is leaving men feeling persecuted and attacked.
No! Oh my god, Sydney Watson is a godsend. When women are attacking men like this, it leaves us feeling persecuted and attacked for our gender-based standards. But if men want to bitch about it, the first argument women say is, well, you don't know what it's like to be a woman because our ancestors, blah, blah, blah. And if that's how you start your argument, I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up because your ancestors have more rights or less rights than you do. You have more. Okay, I'm drunk. You have more rights than your ancestors. That's what I'm trying to say. So why the fuck are you bitching about persecution for your ancestors? To remember how you were raised, where you came from. I get that. 100%. Taking pride in your nationality, like this is how my people grew up. I get that 1000%. But at the same time, if your people didn't have rights, that sucks, but what's attacking the current generation going to solve? Attacking white people for being racist and or sexist because your generation of women / people have experienced difficulties. What's that going to solve? It's only going to create more tension, and it's going to make white people feel persecuted. And when white people feel persecuted, you've seen what happens. The crazy assholes out there. That might be a little too far, but it's the fucking truth.
Even in a study from 2008, many men said they believe the world is now dominated by women and that they have lost their role in society, fueling feelings of depression and being undervalued. The research shows that just as women feel their work-life balance has been stretched to breaking point, men think they have too many roles to play. We ask men to be masculine sometimes when it counts, but softer most of the time. We ask them to provide, but also to make room for women and not step on women's toes. But then the room that they leave women to step into isn't big enough, so we ask them to step away. Then we tell them that they've stepped too far away and that they're no longer trying. And personally, I sit back and watch this and think, how in the hell is a man supposed to keep up? Like, real talk, I'm exhausted and I'm not even a guy. It's like running a marathon of sads.
Exactly my point. How is a man supposed to please a woman? Because as soon as women complain, why can't you men be more sensitive? We try to be sensitive to your issues and we get told, you're not a woman, so you don't get to complain about it. And then on the same note, we get told, why can't you be more sensitive? This is the kind of crap that makes me want to drink. This is precisely why I'm single, because women are ass backwards on their logic. And before you call me a sexist, hear me out. Women complain about how hard it is to be a woman, but I'm like, you're slut-shaming your best friend. You're comparing yourself to your best friend, and to be fair, men compare themselves to other men. That's just a problem on its own. We'll address that towards the end of the video, but
And it's like somebody plonked Moby Dick in the middle of the road and you just can't get past. A more recent survey into this topic said that Republicans and moderates generally feel that society punishes men for acting like men, while liberals tend to strongly disagree with that sentiment. That is indeed interesting, and I'm not even remotely surprised. And need I remind everyone about the 2016 APA study that said that traditional masculinity leads to poorer mental health. But I see these sentiments again and again and again, which is why this ABC video is honestly nothing new. But as I've noted in several other videos that I've made about this topic, popularizing this way of thinking only exacerbates the issues that currently exist between the sexes. It doesn't fix anything, it doesn't ameliorate anything, it just fuels the divide.
basically, giving in to women's stereotypical beliefs. Now, as we examined earlier, sexism defined by Google is typically against women. It's this kind of attitude that women are victims, etc., that fuels the feminazi mind. You see women bitching about shit like, oh, boys will be boys. That's written on a t-shirt. That's fucking sexist. If you recall, YouTube, the very same female YouTuber that I'm responding to made a video talking about similar issues, where a woman complained because there was a shirt in a personalized clothing store that said boys will be boys. She took offense to it. She claimed it was sexist. The shirt got removed from the department store. The clothing manager issued a huge apology, but Target Australia faced a similar issue with a man claiming sexism towards a t-shirt that said girls are smarter. He said, and I quote, "Hey man, I feel like this shirt's sexist towards men." And you know what Target Australia said? "We're trying to encourage women to be strong and independent, so we're not going to remove that shirt." Imagine for 1 second if Target released a shirt that said boys are stronger than women. Every woman would lose their shit. They would. Every woman would lose their shit. They'd be like, "You sexist," even if it's true, regardless of the point. Every woman would be screaming sexism. There would be riots in the streets. And they would demand that shirt get removed. And if it didn't get removed, there'd be hell to pay. Oh, you know. Men don't have that privilege in our society. If men complain about sexism, we get told, "Shut the fuck up, buttercup. Quit being a pussy and suck it up. Oh, you're a man. You don't get to complain about sexism." And the best part of it is, if women had to go through the crap that men had to go through, they would appreciate being a woman. And if men had to go through the crap women had to go through, they would appreciate being a man. Ah, yes, gender equality. Ain't it great?
So no, positive masculinity is not an empowered woman.
No shit. Positive masculinity is a man being able to say he's whatever sexual. You know what? I don't give a shit, dude, what you're into. Male, female, you're lesbian, trans, gay, bisexual, queer. I don't give a shit, dude. As long as the person's of age and it's consensual, who am I to fucking judge? Who am I as a person to judge? As somebody who gets judged on the frequent because I have Asperger's and I practice magic. In a conservative town like Casper, I've had Catholics and Christians alike. "You're the devil, Gothic King Cobra. You're the devil. Your satanic powers have no effect on me." And I'm not even using my magic on them. I'm just walking by, minding my own business. That being said, I don't judge all Catholics or Christians for acting like that. Because, like I said, assholes ruin it for everyone. Cobra said it. Where's the water? I need to grab another glass. Assholes ruin it for everyone. Okay, so if men have had a shitty experience with women, they're going to think all women are like that. If women have had a shitty experience with men, they're going to think all men are just like that. That's how it works in our fucked up society, YouTube. And speaking of fucked up, I'm feeling buzzed. I gotta take a piss. Because that beer is going right through me like a Russian racehorse. I got some soap in my bathroom after taking a piss and washing my hands. Let's get back to the video. Holy fuck, am I buzzed. I have a good buzz off of that alcohol, and that's the best part of it. It don't take much. It don't take much for your boy to get drunk. No, it don't. But yet, when I question how am I single, And then I see videos like this and I'm like, oh, that's why, because women have a negative opinion towards men. That's why I'm fucking single. It's not because of my Asperger's. It's not because I'm special needs. It's because women have a negative view towards men.
And if that's what people genuinely believe, men don't stand a chance in modern society.
No shit. If people genuinely believe that's positive, okay, this is the fuckery of it, the complete fuckery of it. If people genuinely believe that positive masculinity is a strong, empowered woman, then men truly do not have a chance in this modern society. And that's exactly the point that Sydney Watson delivers, and it's so fucking true it hurts. This is precisely why you see men going on their own. It's because this idea that it's perfectly okay to be sexist towards men, but as soon as you're sexist towards a woman, it's not okay. Why, in fact, is the definition of racism clearly says everyone in a race can be racist. That's why it's called racism. Okay, if you don't believe me, let's Google the definitions one more time just to refresh your memory in case you're not paying attention. Let's go to new tab. Let's go to Google. Let's Google the word racism. Let's see what pops up. Racism.
Here's the definition of racism. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior.
Racism definition on point. Basically says, if you think you're better than everyone else because you're race, then you're racist. If you think you're better than everyone else because of your race or your creed or how you were brought up, that's superiority complex. Because of the way your skin's colored, you're a racist. The definition of racism basically says everyone can be racist. But if we Google the word sexism, if you want to see a badass bacon jalapeno cheeseburger recipe, hit the like button. It's going to happen either way you shape it. I got the ingredients to make it happen. The Cooking with Cobra segment is going to be awesome tomorrow. You don't even know the half of it. Let's Google the word sexism, shall we? Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism. Prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex.
That's precisely why we have problems with the fucking feminazis. Because the definition of sexism is sexist towards women. Oh, typically against women. Get the fuck out of here with that crap. The fact that the definition of sexism says typically against women, that stereotyping, prejudice, or discrimination typically against women, I'm just like, that's why this crap in our society exists. This is why feminazis are so fucking pissed off, is because the definition of sexism should say discrimination on the basis of gender. But instead of saying that, it says typically against women. So that's why women are pissed. But let's get back to the Sydney Watson video, shall we? Yes. Sydney Watson is an awesome individual. Thank you for making this video.
Now I open the floor to you. What do you all think? What do you make of these videos? What do you think of the topics discussed? And what do you think of this general sentiment towards men? As always, if you like the video, hit subscribe and the thumbs up button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Just be respectful about it. And I will see you guys next time.
Alright, that's the end of Sydney Watson's video. And as promised, towards the end of my video, let's examine these double standards a bit further. I feel like a broken record at this point because I bitched about these double standards on my channel to the point where people are sick and tired of hearing it. Like, oh god damn it, Cobra's doing another double standards video. Exasperates rolling the eyes and exaggerates the overdrawn sigh of, here we go again. While people are sick and tired of me bitching about sexism and double standards on my channel, I'm sick and tired of sexism and racism affecting our society, so guess what? I'm gonna continue to bitch about this shit until it's changed, because that's called freedom of speech. That's called freedom of speech, YouTube. And if you don't like my opinion, that's just too goddamn bad. I don't give a shit if you like my opinion. That's part of having an opinion, is you're not going to agree with me. This pipe's clogged. Hold up. I'm going to unclog the tobacco pipe. And of course it doesn't want to unclog. The stem is immensely clogged. See what I mean by that video becomes dangerous if you turn it into a drinking game. Every time the redheaded cow utters something sexist or racist or bigoted or hypocritical towards men, take a drink. Every time Sydney Watson speaks the truth, take a drink. By the end of the video, you're going to be fucking shit-faced. Motherfucker, the stem's clogged. People saw me smashing my staff earlier. They're taking it a certain way, and I'm like, you don't know what I'm capable of, magically speaking. I could have been casting a spell to end my dry spell, you know. You don't know. That being said, this pipe's clogged. Let's switch it out. I don't got the patience to unclog it right now. This one's unclogged. Smashing. When you smoke pipe tobacco, it clogs up your stem, and you gotta have pipe cleaners or some kind of paper clip to unclog it. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to smoke tobacco through it. Pipe smoking may look elegant, classy, and attractive to some people, but believe me, if you're a pipe smoker, it's a pain in the ass. If you overstuff your pipe or underpack it, you know, it's just a lot that goes into it. Oh, that tobacco is hitting the spot. That being said, being patient in our society gets you so much crap. Waiting for the right girl to come into your life and not just jumping at the first opportunity to get your dick sucked gets so much crap in our society. Oh, hey, this chick has big tits and she's into you. Cool. I'll keep that in mind. You know, jumping at the first chick that'll suck your dick at the promise of some pretty words, and not being like, oh hey, I'm gonna be a typical male player and fuck the first chick that'll give me pussy. That's the kind of crap that gives men a bad name. That being said, women fucking the first dick they see that'll give them a pretty word and a rose. That's what the kind of crap that gives women a bad name. Oh, hey, this man promised you pretty things and gave you pretty words. Oh, wow, so maybe you should suck his dick. Okay, that's why women have the reputation that women have. So collectively speaking, it comes from both sides. Go back to that word, gender-based stereotypes. Okay, that's like 3 to 4 words. Gender-based stereotypes. Yeah, that's 4 words. 4 words. Okay, this is why dating sucks for women. It's because of these fucking stereotypes that are placed against both genders. All you men want is sex. All you women are just crazy. Overly emotional. You know why women get a bad reputation as being overly emotional? It's because men are not allowed to speak their fucking feelings. Oh, did I say that out loud? Cobra's pissing a lot of people off tonight. I don't give a shit. When women find out that men are just as emotional as women, they see it as overbearing or emotional support. And I'm over here like, dude, that's exactly why men and women should have an easier time talking to one another, because men and women are so similar, it's not even funny. Men get boners. Women's clits on their pussies get hard. Men attract women, and some men are attracted to women. And women attract men. Some women are attracted to men. You're going to see couples and what have you, they're into some freaky, kinky shit. But who gives a fuck if the person's gay, straight, lesbian, trans, or queer? It shouldn't fucking matter. You know, as long as the person's of age and it's consensual, who gives a flying fuck? Apparently our society does, and our society is so exhausting. Our society is depressing as shit, and is full of assholes and stupid people, and all you can do is coexist with it. Like, oh joy, this happened. Great. Everyone gets fucked with. That's just how our society works. If a straight, white, heterosexual male like myself wants to complain about how fucked up society is because straight people get fucked with because all you men want is pussy, who the fuck am I to complain? Because everyone else gets fucked with too. As always, if you like the King Cobra JFS rants, subscribe for more. Smoking some delicious cherry pipe tobacco and telling it like it is. If you like the cooking segments, subscribe for more, because tomorrow on my channel, I'm literally going to make the dankest jalapeno bacon cheddar cheeseburger you ever did see. Trust and believe that. It's going to be the dankest bacon cheddar jalapeno cheeseburger you ever did see. Like, so fucking dank it'll make you want to slap your mama. But like, eh. That might be a bit exaggerated depending on your taste buds, but okay, you know what? Screw the haters talking shit on my wand business. Screw the haters talking shit on my cooking segments. If you don't like what I cook, then why don't you put yourself out there on YouTube and say, hey, everyone, it's da-da-da-da. This is what I'm cooking today. But you don't see people doing that. Most of the time when people talk shit on my cooking, it's like you don't even see them playing guitar. You don't even see them cooking their own shit and being like, hey, YouTube, putting themselves out there to be judged by the entire world. So somehow I get attacked for being myself, and then as soon as I be myself and I encourage others to be themselves, I get accused of being a stupid autistic. Huh? It doesn't make sense that people encourage other people to be themselves and embrace who they are, and yet somehow I get attacked for it because I'm uniquely my individual self, and people cannot replicate that authenticity. They tried. People steal my videos because the cobra fever, the poison is infecting our society. Cobra's poison is infecting society. And people are like, you know what? Cobra, you're starting to rub off on me. I used to think you was an asshole, but you know what? You're starting to make some sense. I've definitely got my buzz on for the evening and a juicy rant to follow. Subscribe to Sydney Watson's channel. It greatly shows your support for like-minded females who think just like the males. And sometimes women and men thinking like each other is not a bad thing. Too many times I hear feminazis talking about, oh, if women think like men, it's a bad thing. No, it's not. You want to talk about gender equality? Women and men watch porn. Adult women and men masturbate. And yet somehow it's frowned upon if you're a woman. The fuck is that crap? Okay, if women can't watch porn and masturbate, then men shouldn't be allowed to either. That's my point exactly. I'm like, if men are allowed to watch two women make out and have sex, then why shouldn't women be allowed the same privilege when they want to watch two men, you know? That's what I'm saying. That being said, if you check out my Xvideos account, okay, stop, that's not necessary. You want something to masturbate to? Third wave topless feminist protest. Here's a bunch of women with their titties and their vaginas hanging out. That's something to masturbate to. Like, oh, hey, women bitching about gender equality when they already have it. But hey, they get to feel empowered and I get to see some titties. So everybody wins. That might be too far. Someone commented on one of my recent videos, you're making a lot of enemies. I don't give a shit if people hate me. I really don't. Otherwise, I'd stop making videos, you know? Straight up, you two. As always, if you like the rants, subscribe for more. And stay tuned for the King Cobra JFS cooking extravaganza. Bacon cheddar jalapeno cheeseburger. The dankest bacon cheddar jalapeno cheeseburger you ever did see. So good it'll make you want to slap your mama. And I want to show you how to cook it. So if you like the cooking videos and the rants, subscribe for more. Because later on I'm going to be making the dankest cheeseburger you ever did see. Until then, this is King Cobra JFS with another rant. You like the rants, subscribe for more. Respect your elders, respect women, and respect gender equality. When I got home and trimmed the excess off my wands, a couple of the wands needed touched up on paint. So it's a finicky process making these wands, but that's why the customers love them, because I put so much time and dedication into my hobby, and my time and dedication into my hobby is why customers love Cobra Craft wands. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.